Welcome back to the Dragon's Tome. My name's Jack. This is my friend Marmalade and special guest. Please introduce yourself.
I'm
Hi, I'm
Marmalade.
Marmalade.
No.
Oh,
April Fools. This is the Dragon's Tome with
Oh.
my compatriots. That's Rob and that's Pat, and we are going to go through this.
It's my birthday
This
month.
your
I
birth month.
I was 10.
Okay, okay. We're talking some milestones now. We are looking at the first Dragon magazine that I ever owned, and
Oh yeah?
it holds a
oh, really?
special place in my heart.
I
Oh,
didn't
that's
know.
cool. I didn't know this.
Yep. So we're looking at the robotic dragon. I believe this cover inspired me to pick up a magazine that I didn't know what it was, and I bought it with my own
Shekels?
shekels,
Well,
my own geld to discover the love that was dragon.
this is very much a DIY project for sure.
Yes, that kid's building that in his basement.
Jack
And
Crane again? It's Jack
his
Crane.
mom's not happy.
Yeah, how's
I
he gonna
know.
well, it's breathing fire. I think that's probably why she's not happy. Everything else
Oh.
is fine. It's just the fire probably is an issue.
I will just say that this is probably one of the tallest basements I've ever been in my life.
Or maybe it's just really
Okay.
close to the camera.
I had made the assumption it was a garage of some sort, but you're right. It could be the basement, the rec room,
There is windows, so I assume it is the garage.
I
garage.
think I think if you go to the thing, it says basement.
Could be
What do you mean go to the thing?
the
The
little
cover.
descriptor.
Yeah, but that's written by Kim Mohan. What the fuck's he know?
Not much.
It
Not
says
much.
basement. It says basement size do-it-yourself kit.
This week the broken dog's ass isn't shining sun.
Yeah,
No.
I will say I think it's a basement. I will disagree that it's a garage because there are stairs leading down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not many stairs. That's like half a floor.
Well, the whole thing is disproportionate if you really think about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
now it's disproportionate.
we're
Well, I said it was disproportionate to begin with.
we're getting lost in the weeds, and I got to keep this train on the track. So yes, this is
Jack,
April
believe
edition.
me, we got to
episode
vamp for this
96.
one. We have to vamp. This could be a short episode otherwise.
This magazine has a place in my heart, and I will carry this
Oh, good.
this if I have to.
I'm
This
amazed you
burden-
kept reading this magazine after this. Obviously, everything after that was like uphill, though. You're like, wow, this magazine gets better and better because this is the bottom of
Yeah.
the pit.
I don't even remember getting another magazine for months and months and months and months. This was it for like forever. So
Did you
Anywho.
put up the letter to the editor in a mirror so you could read it? Or the
no,
editor's
but
letter?
if you can't read typed backwards writing, then
That's actually one of my articles. I was scraping the barrel for articles.
okay. Well, then how about we start with you, young Patrick? Let's see what you got.
All right, well, let's continue with that. Let's go to page 4,
That's a good.
I was
non
already
sequitur.
there.
and that's the letter to the editor from the editor. And I just said, all I think I did is I wasted my time using my camera phone to read this phony message, this April Fool's joke
Oh, if you don't know, it's April.
that he's getting rid of the editor's note because he's mad at people's complaining, which he's always mad at people's complaining.
Yeah, that's nothing new.
But I used my camera phone to.
Wow, you went that far. I didn't bother.
Well, I didn't want to go get a mirror. First of all, I didn't. I don't know if we even need a hand mirror in the house. So I just took, I turned the one camera, the phone that's on the screen side. I used that to take a picture of the screen because that camera flips everything backwards.
Smart. Yeah, see? Right there. My shirt does not
So-
say Hataparaha.
Yeah.
You're right side around, which is weird, but I'm backwards.
So, and it says if you're reading this, that's basically what it says. If you're reading this, I apologize. So I just put down in my notes, if you're reading this, it's a waste of time.
No. It is.
I can see if you thought this was a genuine thing, and you're thinking, well, what
It's
happened? Is
backwards. It's
this a
definitely not a genuine thing. We
is
just
a
thought it'd be
printing
funnier.
error, or is it what's going on here? But
It got me like the backwards part of the Bob and Doug McKenzie album that you would play backwards so you can hear what they're saying.
And it's not worth it.
Well, it was actually worth it because they were actually funny about it.
See, that's the difference. Humor done by humorists is funny. Humor done by D&D nerds, not so funny. That's what this whole magazine is.
I disagree.
No, Jack.
Okay, so
So that's my one article.
Rob, let's see what you've got cooked up.
Article. Okay, this is my one article. Let's go to page 79. It's the Marvel file, and it's Howard the Duck.
I left this one for you because I knew you were going to hate that.
Because it's Howard the Duck, currently unemployed, poor guy. But he's got his quack foo, and it's also got Frogman, which is even better because Frogman is more popular now because of Deadpool.
He was in the. He actually had speaking words in the New Guardians.
Howard Duck, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
it was Seth Green, I believe, plays him. See, I remember that guy's name.
I didn't look, but
it is. It's Seth
what
Green.
else? What else do we have about Marvel File?
Famously, the fabulous Frogman was parodied in the finale movie of Venture Brothers. He was a hero called Brick Frog who turned to villainy.
Oh yeah,
Brick Frog. And also, they do more Iron Man stuff. They have more different Iron Man armors. They have a bunch of them. And yeah, if you ever want to use different Iron Man armors, like the new Iron Man armor, or space armor, or stealth armor, you have the stats for it now. That's it. That's my article.
Yeah, Jeff Grubb apparently is a armor, an Iron Man fan, and
did he do the other article?
He does all the articles for Marvel.
Okay. He did this by going back through his own collection and started
the Invincible Iron Man collection.
Yeah, so come right from the source.
Yeah. No, Jeff Grubb. I'm pretty sure he wrote most of the modules and the actual game. So he's all about the Marvel superheroes. He's also part of Unearthed Arcana, I believe. He's a co-writer on that too. So
yeah, he is.
Well, canonically he has passed, so I will pour one out for my homie who.
Let us check.
Canonically, he has passed.
I know he's dead.
But let me just check.
Are we sticking with that format so we just assume everyone's dead?
He's not dead.
Was
he's only 65.
Many years ago. So
so he's only he's not much older than me.
I must say he's married to someone whose last name is Novak. I wonder if it's any relation to our co-host on the Mobile Armor Radio. Is Brian Novak.
Mobile Armor Radio. That's the internet prank show that's sweeping the nation, where you call up people and you make them say the words Mobile Armor Radio through coercion. And once they say it, you all scream.
That's true. Yeah. Come watch us on YouTube. But that'd be funny if we talked to Brian. Oh, you mean Uncle Jeff?
Uncle Jeff.
Great Uncle Jeff? Brian.
I mean, Brian is from Wisconsin.
I don't know what that means.
Everyone involved in TSR is from Wisconsin.
Jeff Grubb's actually from Pennsylvania, so.
Okay.
But maybe he met his wife in Wisconsin. So.
Well, he is from Pennsylvania.
It's true.
He's Amish?
He is, obviously.
Obviously.
He's Pennsylvania Dutch, at least.
Oh, he's married to Kate Novak, who's actually an American fantasy author in her own right. So I shouldn't just say she's his wife. She's actually a real person.
Wow.
Oh, she actually wrote all the Harper books, which my last name is Harper, and she wrote all the Harper books, which is amazing.
Oh, from Forgotten Realms? Those are pretty nice. I like those books.
Well, that's her.
All right.
I think that
this comes full circle, boys.
They're like a celebrity couple.
There sound like some fantasy royalty going on here.
Well, then I apologize to Kate Novak for insinuating that she's related to Brian.
Ouch.
But we all love Brian, so let's move on.
Yes.
Not to insult Brian.
It's hard to have Mr. Beast convince people to do mobile armor radio over the phone. Well, with only two people, it just wouldn't work. The
No,
format you guys have, it
She,
just doesn't work.
she also wrote Azure Bonds, famous book.
I do love that
Mm.
book too. She wrote all the books I love.
There you go.
Speaking of Azure Buns, I think it's my turn, and
It
I
is.
think we're going to go to page 5 of the PDF.
Letters.
Letters.
We got
We're going to go
letters.
to last word, which is kind of on the right hand side there of
Mm-hmm.
the right hand column.
Oh, we're going back to this thing.
The pronunciation guide that we lampooned. We did lambaste that pronunciation guide for the numerous glaring errors, to which this guy Eric S. Goldstein, he found one that I couldn't have picked out in a million years, and decided to highlight the name of the Nine Hells Titivus.
Titivolus, yeah. It should
Apparently,
be
there was a discrepancy.
Titivilus.
Tivilus.
Tivolus. It's the first one. It's supposed to be right.
Well, they're
Well,
both from two different parts of Dragon Magazine. That's his point. It's like which one's right because Dragon said they're both right.
the one was from the pronunciation guide. The other one was from the book itself. The
What?
so uh, uh, Kim Mohan does say
The Dragon magazine is correct.
Well, the
it's
pronunciation guide's correct. Yeah.
right. Which, based on what we discovered in that guide, I would say, Kim,
Bullshit.
no, no, sir, no, sir.
No,
Au
sir,
contraire, mon
you're
frère.
incorrect,
There
sir.
was a lot of pronunciations wrong in that thing.
Yes, but that was the answer that young Eric
Once
got
again, though,
from
if you're pronouncing
Greenlaw,
him
New
with a
York.
Wisconsin accent, I think it all works.
Mm.
That's the thing.
Wisconsin.
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 If you're going down to the Nine Hells,
It's Titivolus.
the Tivolus. Yep. Go pack.
Tivolus. All right.
Let's go get some
Yes.
Cavus. Oh, that's almost Boston. That was a little
that
Boston.
was more Boston.
Yeah, you're becoming a bit of a Southie there. um, so yes, as a callback to a previous thing we did, the last word, a yet one more thing that I would never have even thought to was wrong. So
There you go.
take that for what you will.
It's all wrong.
Okay, so let's go back in the order of operations. You're in the brackets there, Patrick. So why don't you go first?
All right, let's go to my next card, which will actually segue from our pronunciation.
Oh,
Oh,
22.
22.
this is a slick. We're doing like segues on segues.
I call it the Golgothra, aka the
Dung.
Odiug or Neo Odiug. Which
Dung eaters.
were these in the pronunciation guide?
I don't
That's
think
why
so.
I said, because I don't know if it's Odiug or Otiig or Otiug.
Well, whatever it is in that pronunciation guide, you just know it's kind of like that.
I
but
like
not.
Odiug, so I'm going to go with Odiug.
I remember this picture from the many years ago, and I was enthralled with
Because you had this magazine, you probably read it about 1,000 times.
I did, and it was the picture alone captured my imagination.
So
How old were you,
this
Jack?
article?
Well, you'd been like 12, right?
Yeah, in and around there.
Yeah.
If you're 10, I would either be 11
Or 13.
or on the far
85,
outside
so
12. Yeah, I was either 11 or 13. How does that work? Wouldn't that be? I was
Because Jack
11
doesn't know his age.
or a 13.
Actually, in '85, I was 16.
Oh, so you didn't even care about any of this stuff anymore.
I did.
It's all about girls and drugs.
Yeah, but I still had time for reading.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Anyways, go golf. Go golf.
All right, so this Golgothra, I don't even remember even knowing the word Golgothra. I just remember Monster Manual, Odiug, and Neo Odiug. But this article is mostly Elminster telling a tale about a king who disposes of his enemies by throwing them into a kitchen trash where he kept an Odiug.
You just ate them.
Yeah, the article itself is not much as far as the ecology part. It mostly talks about how they bury themselves in dung and trash and offal. They eat that until someone comes by, and then they basically attack by swinging their two tentacles and pop, pop, slap you around or
Uh,
wrap you up.
this reminds me of a world long ago and far away. But
Yes, yes, it does.
is it the
Yes,
same as the trash monster in Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
in the trash compactor of
What's his?
Star
He's got a
Wars.
name too. I can't remember his name.
But it does
Dale
talk
Earnhardt.
about Dale Earnhardt. Yeah. Then it does talk about their reproduction section, which is their all those Odiugs are bisexual and they produce an egg mass and they travel like elephants to the mating place where they dump the egg mass and then someone fertilizes it.
Dianoga. I knew I had a name.
So Dr. Greenwood does a great story, but the actual ecology itself is slightly lacking.
Sir Dr. Greenwood.
Esquire.
Yeah,
Um. Well, how much more do you have to know about something that eats dung?
yeah.
I think I appreciate it because if in the monster manuals, when you see what they look like, they're not they're not setting the world on fire with their looks.
No,
Now we got to see
and
it.
because their eye stalks stick up so they can see. They have
But to
giant mouths in their bellies, and they have two tentacles that look like displacer beast tentacles, kind of.
but to have them submerged in the picture, it's a in a horror movie where you don't show the creature right away.
I mean, if you're gonna be a ruler and you're gonna get rid of your enemies, throwing them in the kitchen midden where you have an Odia living is not a bad way to go.
No, it's a master stroke.
Because
All
because
the
then you
garbage that
just
goes.
you just disappear.
Yeah,
I don't know. This one looks pretty cool. This Odiug.
it's sort of like pig farmers.
Because they're all serial killers, pig farmers, right?
Are you doing extracurricular activities on your phone while we're trying to
He's trying to figure out what
record
an
this?
Odia looks like.
I'm gonna
Oh,
show the camera because this thing's pretty rocking.
okay. I'll change screens so I can see what you're doing.
Oh, it's never gonna
No,
show.
it's never
Mm,
gonna show.
Sort of.
no.
No.
Mm,
All right, let's move on.
yeah,
It's
no.
cool
Nothing
looking.
to see here. Move along. Move along. Nothing to see here.
It's the new version,
Okay.
I think. The new versions are always cooler. Okay, yeah, that was an Odiug, Jack.
Yeah. So Robert,
Oh,
I believe it's your turn. You
I
are
was
in
trying
the
to I was
adding and
trying to pass it
subtracting
off on
phase.
to you. Let's go to. I'm amazed Pat didn't talk about this one actually because it's right up his alley. It's the Genie's Delight. It's
That was my next one.
it's a full deck plans for a Star Trek ship.
Spaceship. Yeah.
And what page would that be?
Oh, sorry,
It's
didn't I say it?
73.
No,
73.
no, it's not. It's on page 50.
No, it's on. Oh, the actual description of the thing's on 73.
Who cares about
That's the
description? I
article.
want to show the actual cool deck
Well, go
plans.
ahead, because I'll talk about the description.
Well, look at these cool deck plans.
I did. And they're right in the smack dab in the middle
I'm
of the
talking
magazine.
about our viewers.
He doesn't care about you, Pat. You don't pay the bills. You don't
Yeah,
buy the mattresses we hawk or
you're right. You're
listen
right.
through the ad breaks. When we
Yeah,
monetize the hell out of this thing, and you're not the target audience.
but this ship reminds me of what's that game you played, Pat?
Star Frontiers.
No, the video game that Jack.
Oh,
Hates.
the one that Jack hates. Space Crew.
That's what this reminds me of. It looks like that ship. Anyways, there you go, Pat. What's your deck plans? What page?
73
Well,
is.
you had the deck plans. He wants to go into the reason why this smuggling ship is the tits. He wants to
I wouldn't say it's the tits, but
drop
what
some
I
truth bombs
when I
on
was
you.
talking when I was reading this thing, uh, it's a new ship, and like you said, to be used for Star Trek, the role playing game. But what I liked about it is that it's a good alternative ship for characters that you want to play, or for anyone you're playing the Star Trek RPG that doesn't want to go through Starfleet Academy or had a backstory that they were kicked out or left. They can get on a ship and be smugglers.
Yeah, so it gives a little more options for Star Trek.
Yeah. hmm Because as of right now, your only option in Star Trek role playing game is to go through Starfleet and be a Starfleet cadet.
It's only 48
So
meters long. That's pretty small. It's only a little teeny ship.
Yeah, I think it's like what is it? It's a 6 person ship.
It's
Oh,
one.
it's 1 to 4.
That's it. A teeny little ship.
Yeah, it's a very small ship,
A little.
which is perfect for role playing. And that you don't have to be on a big giant.
It's the size of a shuttlecraft, but designed to get around blockades and through not paying tariffs and such. You can escape the Gorn if you need to,
Yep.
As everyone needs to.
and everyone does need
Well,
to.
now you do because the Gorn have got an upgrade.
Well, I'll tell you right
I don't know
now,
what you're talking about.
I was out on Star Trek Southwest there, and then I decided to go back for the last episode. Now I'm the season finale. Now I'm back in.
You pulled me back in.
Yeah, I try to get out. They pull me right back in.
It was good. I liked the last episode.
I know. So did
This
I.
isn't a
So I was
Star
like, "What
Trek
was
show.
this?"
You guys go on your own podcast and talk about Star Trek.
Okay.
Okay, we will.
Jack,
So
what's the name of that podcast?
Yes, we're going to just scroll down to the next page from Ginny's Delight down to Gamma World. Why
oh,
is
you
this
did
mutant
that 76.
smiling?
All right.
And
I'm done then. I'm tapped.
and it is, we love them almost without fail, a nice randomized chart of things, be it
Hmm.
magical items or I don't know, bodily fluids. We
This is a
do.
good one because this one gives you new body parts.
It
And
makes a mutant.
I would say probably 75% of this I have stolen wholesale at various times throughout young my young game writing career for various reasons, and it was something that I would always, when rereading this magazine, would always just like, okay, I'll get some dice out and see what I can get. I'm just gonna.
Make yourself a
That's who
mutant.
I'm making today. I'm gonna name him Cameron, and let's go. So yeah, there's no way you can go wrong with a randomized list of mutant changes that would affect a character, and the just the picture alone of the looks like a great ape with
Bad ears.
rhinoceros feet and bat ears and fangs. You know you're in for a good time.
I mean, one of the fun things about playing Emerald is playing a mutant and then rolling how jacked up your body's going to look.
Well, this is even more jacked up because you can have eye shields.
Even more jacked up than
Ice
jacked
shields
up.
are pretty good because when you're out in the Deadlands,
What
you're
about
going to need those ice shields.
multimorphism? You can be in multiple bodies.
Yeah, that's weird too.
It's like that guy you fight in Cyberpunk. It's very
So
odd.
I'm actually surprised no one did the forgery one.
Well,
We're not done yet.
Oh,
that's it for articles because
Pat, do
I'm
you have
sure
we've
I'm
all
done.
we've all
Rob
done
or
too.
Jack just took my last one.
Oh, you're not even gonna do like there's a whole section
Of what?
of comedy.
No, there isn't.
This was a hard read for me.
I literally laughed more
Really?
at the last magazine than I did this one.
Come
It's
on.
not funny, Jack.
There's a module called No Guard where you run yourself through and you're a Monty Hall player, and I loved that as a kid. That was high comedy. It was a scathing indictment on Monty Hall adventures, and there was new dragons. There was new monsters. One was called the Killer DM, and it addressed another issue with gaming at the time, which was the lack of morals and ethics in dungeon mastering, in which you became the combatant against the players rather than guiding them through a storytelling like a epic story. So yeah, there was plenty. There was plenty in this magazine. I don't know. I don't know why you guys, but hey, everything is subjective.
Jack, you have more
True.
articles, so you can choose more things.
No, I did my two. That's it. That's the law. So
That's the law.
We're gonna go to
Are in the law.
we're gonna go back to Pat. We're down in bid miss and bots miss. We're down to subtraction. So Pat, why don't you do your ad?
I did no ads because I felt like all the ads were the same as last issue.
How dare you?
How dare you, indeed?
I didn't see any new things that they didn't talk
There
about.
is a new ad here.
Okay, well, Rob, that sounds like you've boastfully stood upon a
Challenge
precipice.
accepted.
You've battered your chest thusly and howled at the
This is
unforgiving night sky. What's
this is like a momentous event, I think, in the world of miniature gaming. It's on page 25. It's Raffle, and it's roll your own. It's first multi-part mini with optional bits to make multiple miniatures. This is
this
new.
was mine as
This
well.
is cutting edge. This is like how all miniatures are nowadays, and this is Raffle did it first.
I
81 possible figure variations from one pack.
loved this ad. There's a little gremlin guy that's on there. I would, to this day, if I could find just that little guy.
Pat, look it up. Is it
All
between
right.
9 and 99?
Do I gotta do all the work for you again, Jack?
No, this is.
Is he the Goblinoid champion that you're looking for?
I have no idea.
It was just the evil warlord's little goblin friend.
Yeah, the little goblin friend for the evil
So
warlord.
it's CC4 evil warlord. It's what you're looking for, Pat. From
Okay.
Raffle. Raffle, I'm sure it'll be expensive because Raffle is kind of famous for nowadays for having good miniatures. So.
And modular miniatures that you could kind of craft your own. The best you could do under the circumstances. Today you've got Hero Forge. You want to make your character, you can make your character. You can make your you could down to the minutest detail.
Mm-hmm.
But this was you can get pretty close for your character, your unique character when you get out to the table.
Cutting edge, because they had quite a few of them. They had 24 different versions, so you probably had a lot of choice. Only 225 too, which probably was expensive back then. But
yeah, for sure. Seeing as gas wasn't even $1 a gallon yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
It also says your imagination is free.
The limits of your imagination. Yeah. So Concession Street, Cambridge, Ontario. We'll have to stop by and see how Connor's doing.
I'm sure Connor.
Wasn't that what we named him about 4 or 5 episodes ago?
Oh, I don't remember that.
I don't remember this either. Who's named? Oh, the guy who runs Raffle?
Yeah, the one that's.
How do you remember this? That was like years ago.
I don't know. Maybe this means more to me than you guys. Maybe that's the problem. You guys are too busy with your Mobile Armor Radio.
Oh, you mean the podcast means more? This show means more to you than it does us.
No, this show means more. This show means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, we're looking to buy a.
But I don't remember. I don't remember. We named the guy Connor.
Though. I do remember the whole conversation, but I don't remember his name being Connor.
It's a home that moves. Do you mean mobile? He said mobile. He said mobile. Okay. Yeah, and then you put that stuff on that's really hard. Yeah, that's your podcast.
It's funny.
Who's next?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You're in charge of this, Jack.
at a perceived slight.
You're acting surly, and you're the one in charge.
Okay. Yes. This was my ad as well because I did love this, and that little gremlin guy was near and dear to my heart. So it looks like we've reached the end. We did miss some highlights, and I hope people in the comments or on Facebook do come out and let us know that, you know what, due to the limitations of the format of the show, we couldn't touch on everything. But what were your favorites in this episode? What was this issue? Must have been near and dear to someone else's heart. So let us know.
Was it as bad for you as it was for us?
It was great. So anyone have anything to plug before we go?
No.
Yeah, we don't do another show or anything.
No. Okay.
No, I'm 100% in on this Dragon's Tome thing we're doing.
Me too.
This experiment that's gone on for way too long.
Well, thankfully, next episode is our penultimate episode. We have two more to go, and then that's it. So please
Don't listen to
follow
Jack.
us along to
Yeah,
see how this roller
never.
coaster ride ends.
He's never read the.
There's
fine
only 100
print.
episodes of Dragon. There's only 100 issues.
I thought so.
I literally own most of them after 100. Owned. I don't have them anymore. But
Hmm. Yeah, no, I made the terrible mistake of recycling all mine when I moved one time.
yeah, I think
I
I did
did
too.
the same thing too.
Yeah.
It's
Never thought to keep. It's just magazines. Why would you keep
We're
those?
we're all living in regret now. This is why we're doing this.
Pretty much, yeah.
it is true. We all have a little pang of doubt and remorse that hits us with some sort of force.
Oh, and to segue a little bit about remorse and stuff, uh, I did make a purchase.
Oh,
Oh, we're gonna talk about it now.
Why
a
not?
surprise a reveal?
Because you were there when I
I
said
Oh.
if I next time I go back to Games Plus, I'm going to purchase it, and I did when I went back there with Rob just before
Yep.
we went to Gen Con.
It's a certain large tome.
Oh, you pulled the trigger.
I did. Well, I said I would.
Are you gonna let
I
the
did.
viewers know what you're talking about?
I bought the deluxe edition rulebook of Metamorphosis Alpha.
It's big.
Metamorphosis Alpha.
Yep.
It's impressive.
In the shelf, just sitting in the counter, it was a sizable
Yeah, it's pretty big.
object. Now, is it?
And I think it
Is
was
everything
cheaper
was-
than we thought it was too.
Yeah,
It was actually cheaper
it's
than.
it's definitely less than 99.
Yeah.
Was it everything you wanted that
I
you needed?
skimmed through it, and yeah, it looks. I mean, it's the precursor to Gamma World, of course, which I holds a small, true, and dear place to my heart because we did play. One of my other friends ran Gamma World, and we did enjoy that.
Well, good. Hopefully, it filled that void even for just a moment. That,
Yeah, maybe I'll actually read through it, and learn how to play, and then
Ja-
we can muss around with it
Jack.
one shot.
Pat has a hoard, and none of that's filled any of his void. So you thought this one book would fill it?
I
It's a
keep
bottomless
recommending.
pit.
It's
I
not.
keep recommending pills
All
and
those-
alcohol. That's what fills my.
All those things fill my heart with joy.
Jack,
Is that I just have a lot of space for joy in my heart.
Yeah, Jack, what did you get rid of to keep the Alpha Flight module?
Yes, it was a D&D module. It was called the something village. It had the lizard man on the front.
If
The
you
Village
remember-
of Hamlet.
Yeah, Village of Hamlet. I threw that in the trash. So
Yeah.
now I have room.
geez, that's more than 99 now. You shouldn't have thrown that.
On that note,
On that bombshell, let us relieve ourselves of the burdens of
existence.
these mortal coils, and we will reconstitute ourselves next week for the next edition of the Dragon's Tome. Bye bye.
Good night.
Sayonara.